Alright, just a minute. Alright, they want me to pose in a picture. Okay, there's our group. Arthur just took a group picture. And let's see, I don't know what Mimi's doing over there. She's getting ready to buy something.
Well, where are the t-shirts you gotta get?
Oh, she's about to buy a t-shirt, huh? This is called Victory Pond. And this is where they do a lot of the training. George says that's one of the towers. They have to go up the tower and get on a pulley and then go across Victory Pond, and then they drop into the water or something like that. Better look at the facility. There's our group.
How many words started out?
That's why you love baseball.
Well, there's our group, or most of our group right there. Let's see, I don't see Don and Sarah. They're sitting further down, lower level. This is kind of difficult flying for the elderly people coming up to the top of these bleachers, but at least we're in a nice seat.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I can have attention, please. We'll be ready to start the Ranger in action demonstration in just 1 moment. Thank you.
Official photographer down there that looks like he's going to make a videotape of all this.
Rangers in action demonstration. At this time, I'd like to recognize a few distinguished visitors in our audience. We have with us today Brigadier General Dees, Assistant Division Commander of the 101st. We have with us Colonel Rowe, Commander of the 29th Infantry Regiment. Colonel Pentecost, Fort Benning DOT, former commander of the 1st and 5th Ranger Battalion, and today's graduation speaker. And last but not least, those steely-eyed, barrel-chested freedom fighters, the graduates of Ranger Class of 898. This side is named in honor of Sergeant Major Patrick Hurley. Sergeant Major Hurley was a career ranger who served with many of us right here in Harmony Church. Sergeant Major Hurley was killed in action behind enemy lines in Desert Storm. In life, he personified the discipline, courage, and selfless service that characterized the U.S. Army Rangers. These attributes we strive to bring out home in our young Ranger students trained today. The modern battlefield is lethal and unforgiving. It requires leaders who are expert at warfighting skills. This demonstration showcases the techniques we train our Ranger and Lurch students in. Your first narrator is Staff Sergeant Turan.
The history of the American Ranger is a long and colorful one, with a proud heritage that dates back some 300 years. During the American colonial period, the Ranger techniques and methods of operations were inherited characteristics of our frontiersmen. As early as the 1700s, these frontiersmen, commonly referred to as Rangers, were patrolling our frontier, from New England to the Carolinas, in defense against the Indians. Probably the most famous and successful of these early units was Rogers Rangers, organized in 1756 by Major Robert Rogers. Presently, over 400 Ranger units have been formed by such leaders as Morgan, Mosby, Merrill, and Darby. Their gallantry and success in combat is legendary. In World War II, Ranger battalions operated in the Mediterranean and the South Pacific, and led the way onto the beaches of Normandy. During the Korean conflict, volunteers were formed in Airborne Ranger Company. 7 of these units were trained right here in Fort Benning. 6 were committed to combat and continued to uphold the Ranger standard of courage and daring. Airborne Ranger Company served in the Republic of Vietnam, from the Delta to the DMZ, providing long-range reconnaissance and surveillance, the eyes and the ears of the commanders in the field. In 1983, the 1st and 2nd Ranger Battalion led the way, conducting an airborne assault onto the island of Grenada during Operation Urgent Fury. During the same period, activation of the Ranger Regiment, establishment of light divisions, and a renewed emphasis on low and mid-intensity conflicts increased the importance of Ranger training. The Army saw the need for Ranger qualified officers and NCOs to provide leadership in units throughout the Army. The success of this initiative was evident in December of 1989, when the 75th Ranger Regiment, along with elements of heavy, light, and special operations forces, successfully accomplished their mission during Operation Just Cause. Most recently, Ranger qualified leaders were vital to the successful conduct of Operation Desert Storm, Restore Hope in Somalia, and Uphold Democracy in Haiti. The Ranger course is 61 days in duration and is divided into 3 phases, with each phase being conducted in a separate geographical location, varying from steep and rugged mountain peaks to coastal swamps. The Fort Benning phase is 3 weeks in duration and is conducted by the 4th Ranger Training Battalion, followed by 3 weeks in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Dahlonega, Georgia, conducted by the 5th Ranger Training Battalion, and finally 3 weeks in the Florida swamps at Eglin Air Force Base, Florida, conducted by the 6th Ranger Training Battalion. The purpose of the Ranger course is to further develop the combat functional skills, confidence, and competence of selected officer and non-commissioned officer volunteers on Ranger tactics and techniques, so that they, upon successful completion of the Ranger course, can return to their unit with the capability of conducting Ranger-type training, thus increasing the high standard of training in the Army today. Also, giving infantry combat units the capability of conducting Ranger-type missions. Ranger training is realistic, rugged, and to a degree hazardous. The Ranger student is taxed both physically and mentally during his 9 weeks of training. In summary, we feel that the Ranger course is the highest state of combat preparedness training that exists in the United States Army today. The Ranger Training Brigade also trains leaders from long-range surveillance units in the Long-Range Surveillance Leaders course. We will now demonstrate a few of the techniques and capabilities the trainers are trained to use, the first of these being demolition.
Ranger!
Extensive demolition training enables the Rangers to attack and destroy a wide variety of objectives. Although there are several types of explosives, composition C4 is the one most commonly used. As you can see, it is a white plastic explosive which can be cut or molded in any shape. Due to the pliability of this explosive, you can construct a wide variety of charges such as the ribbon charge. This charge is used to cut irregularly shaped or flat steel targets, such as shown here. Next, we have the shape charge. This charge is used against any hard surface objective, such as vehicles or roads. This charge can be readily constructed utilizing any cone-shaped container. This one was constructed utilizing a 1-quart can, and we created the cone effect with the C4. You'll notice that all charges are dual prime. This is to ensure positive detonation. Next, we have the timber cutting charge. There are various methods in placing this charge. You could have it as we do here, with a charge on one side of the tree and a kicker charge higher up. Or you can cut out a section of the tree, then place the C4, and once again place a kicker charge higher up to ensure direction of fall. Or you can simply encircle the entire tree, something like the ribbon charge. Next, we have a training board to show you some of the demolition accessories which Rangers are trained to use. First, the detonation cord, M60 fuse igniter, blasting cap, composition C4, TNT, and Flex-X. Flex-X is used to breach walls and blow doors. If you'll direct your attention to the far side of the pond, you'll see a Connex. The Flex-X is used to blow the doors. You also see the detonation of some of these other charges. We have targets from previous demonstrations. First, the ribbon charge. Notice the smooth, clean-cut effect on the steel plate. Next, the shape charge. Notice the large hole blown in the quarter-inch steel plate. And when properly employed, composition C4 is capable of falling any size tree. Now that you have seen some of the many uses and capabilities of composition C4, some of its characteristics are, it is relatively insensitive to shock or friction, and most likely will not detonate when rough-handled or struck by small arms fire. Composition C4 is insensitive to shock or friction and can be beaten around without the fear of detonation.
Ranger!
Another technique and capability the Rangers trained to use is military mountaineering. Your narrator, Sergeant First Class Womack, a United States Army Ranger. Rappelling is an integral part of the mountaineering instruction given during the Ranger course. It is a technique of descending a vertical surface by means of a mechanical device, and is taught in the Ranger course for several reasons. First, it helps the student overcome an inherent fear of height. Secondly, it builds confidence in the individual and teaches the Ranger an additional capability. He learns again there is virtually no impassable terrain for a determined, well-trained, well-led force. The seated rappel is the type of rappel most often used by mountaineers. In order to execute the seated rappel, certain items of mountaineering equipment are essential. First, the nylon climbing rope. This rope is made of 100% nylon, has a tension strength of approximately 4,000 pounds of new, and is 120 feet in length. Another characteristic of this rope is its elasticity. That is, it will stretch 1/3 its normal length prior to breaking. The second item is a utility rope. This rope has the same basic characteristics as the nylon climbing rope, except that it is approximately 12 feet in length. The third item, the snap link, is made of steel and has a spring-loaded gate. This snap link has a tension strength of 2,000 pounds when the gate is closed. Also, heavy leather work gloves are worn to prevent the burning of hands. To rappel, the Ranger faces the climbing rope with the anchor point to his left and runs the rope down through the snap link. He then takes up slack between the snap link and the anchor point and runs the rope under and back through the snap link a second time. The Ranger then dons his heavy leather work gloves. To descend, the Ranger faces the anchor point and merely walks backwards down the cliff. If the Ranger desires to stop during his descent, he merely applies a brake. That is, he tightens the grip of his right hand around the rope before it supports his weight and controls his rate of descent. The left hand is used for a balancing or stabilizing agent. To continue, the Ranger releases the grip of his right hand and proceeds down the cliff.
Off rappel! Rope!
In many instances, it will be necessary to haul personnel equipment up a vertical surface. For this purpose, the Ranger student is taught the use of a vertical haul line. It consists of a heavy A-frame constructed and lashed together at the top of the cliff with sufficient climbing rope to reach the bottom. The ends of the climbing rope run through a pulley or snap link at the apex of the frame and are tied together, creating what is known as endless rope. At opposite extremes of this rope are tied to butterfly knots. The Ranger engages the snap link with a butterfly knot and finds a knot of hand line also extended down from the A-frame. He is assisted by the men at the bottom who pull in this rope. As the Ranger ascends, the second butterfly knot moves down and the second Ranger will climb to the top. Another type of rappel is the Australian rappel. This rappel allows the ranger to observe in the direction he is ascending. The ranger is using his right hand as his brake hand, thus allowing his left hand free to fire his weapon should become necessary during his descent. In the event a soldier is slightly wounded and a litter is not available, a technique of evacuation is taught to the ranger students. This method is called the piggyback evacuation. The patient is secured to the ranger by means of utility rope and, as the term implies, rides piggyback fashion down the face of the cliff. The ranger is using the C-hip rappel. A belay line extends from the patient to the top of the cliff. However, the belayer does not control the rate of descent. The belay line is used only to arrest movement in case of an emergency. You will recall the ranger's commanded on rappel before descending and off rappel after touching down and clearing the climbing rope. The term on rappel signifies the ranger is about to descend and for anyone to be on the lookout for falling rocks and debris. The term off rappel means the ranger is touched down, that his climbing rope is cleared, and the next man may descend. Another insertion technique that the ranger students taught is a fast rope insertion extraction system, commonly referred to as FRIES. The fast rope system consists of a 3-inch diameter hemp rope and 90 to 100 feet in length attached to a modified H-frame on the aircraft. This is done normally at night. In a moment, you'll observe a helicopter approaching the demonstration area. This helicopter is a UH-60 Black Hawk aircraft with an ACL, or allowable cargo load, of 13 combat equipped individuals. Today, you will see a Lurcher team fast rope from this aircraft. As you can also see, there is sufficient room for the helicopter to land, and in an actual situation to do so. But for demonstration purposes, the Lurcher team will fast rope onto the far shore. The first act you will observe is aircraft commander stabilizing the aircraft over the target area. Once stabilized, the rope will be thrown from the aircraft. Once the rope is deployed, the Rangers will begin their descent. Utilizing this type of insertion, an entire Lurcher team can be inserted into a heavily vegetated area in a short period of time. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to direct your attention to the demonstration area on the far shore. Army, each 4 individual command has dedicated long-range surveillance units or alert teams. These units are composed of anywhere from 4 to 18 teams and made up primarily of Ranger-qualified individuals. The primary mission looks to identify enemy personnel and equipment, reports on what they have observed directly to Corps and Division G2, thus enabling the commander to direct his resources to defeat the enemy. Because LRSU is highly skilled and will be called upon to perform hazardous missions in various climates and terrain, special exfiltration techniques have been to ensure these men will be available for future missions. These techniques will lift them out of their area utilize SPY and UH-60 helicopters. The SPY system consists of a 2-in-1 tight braided nylon rope, 1 inch in diameter and 120 feet length, and a nylon harness assembly for each man who is suspended from the rope. In a moment, you will see a helicopter extract the LRSU team from a concealed area beyond the pond. Once again, the first action you will observe is the aircraft commander stabilizing his aircraft over the target area. Once stabilized, a bag will be thrown from the aircraft. Attached to the bag is a SPY's rope. This bag keeps the rope from becoming entangled underneath the aircraft. They will attach this rope to the nylon harness assembly they are wearing, then signal the aircraft commander. They will then lift him above treetop level. Any obstacles in the immediate vicinity will move out in the desired direction. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, direct your attention to the demonstration area on the far shore. Techniques for small boat operations on inland waterways and coastlines. Boats utilized are of various sizes, such as the F-470 Zodiac, approaching the shore to your left front. This boat is capable of carrying 10 Rangers fully equipped. This 9-man light infantry squad has been organized and equipped for a combat patrol. The squad leader.
Ranger!
He has additional duty as a patrol leader. He is armed with M4 carbine. Additional equipment for the squad leader include a pair of AN PVS-7 night vision goggles, which is designed for short-range, close-in viewing during hours of limited visibility, and is equipped with AN PRC 126 squad radios. The team leader.
Ranger!
The Alpha team leader and Bravo team leader are in charge of respective teams and assist the squad leader during the operation. Both are armed with M4 carbines. Additional equipment for the team leaders include a pair of binoculars for the Alpha team leader and the AN PVS-4 Starlight scope for the Bravo team leader. Starlight scope allows the team leader to see out the range of 600 meters during hours of limited visibility. The automatic rifleman. They are armed with the M249 squad automatic weapon, commonly referred to as the SAW. The Grenadiers. They are armed with the M203 grenade launcher and wearing the M203 vest. Finally, the 2 riflemen. Both are armed with M4 carbines. One of the riflemen has additional duties as a squad ratello. His additional equipment includes AN TRC 119 SINGARS radio. The other rifleman is carrying the mountaineering equipment the squad may have to utilize while on the operation. As you can see, distributed throughout the squad are such items as AC-4, log, claymores, and hand grenades. This 9-man light infantry squad has been organized and equipped for a combat patrol. During the Ranger course, the student is required to successfully complete certain competence tests. The first of these, the suspension traverse, was demonstrated earlier. It is also a requirement prior to the students conducting these tests, they must first be demonstrated by a Ranger qualified instructor. Today, Sergeant Armstrong will demonstrate the log walk rope drop. This consists of climbing the vertical ladder and walking the horizontal log.
Oh my gosh. Oh, gee.
You must also negotiate the step obstacle in the center of the log.
Oh my.
Upon reaching the far side, he will mount the rope and, using a combination of the commando and monkey crawl, climb out to the Ranger tab. We will hang free and we request permission to drop some 40 feet into the water.
Sir, Ranger Armstrong, quick, mission to drop.
Drop, Ranger!
Ranger, lead away.
Small boat infiltration is not the only means of water insertion the Ranger student is taught. Helo casting is a means of inserting a Ranger squad by use of helicopters. Today, you will see UH-60 helicopter insert a 4-man Ranger team into the pond to your front. First action, you will see the aircraft flying at 20 feet at 20 knots. Once over the target area, first Ranger team drop the pontoon raft into the water, then exit the aircraft from both sides. The second Ranger team will repeat the same process. To construct the pontoon raft, the Ranger team will lay out a standard issue poncho on the ground and place a rucksack and other combat equipment inside the poncho together. All equipment inside the poncho raft is additionally waterproof to facilitate the flotation of the raft. A tether line is tied to one end of the raft to aid in towing the raft by the Ranger team. This line is used to pull the raft while the other Ranger helps guide it. As the Ranger team reach the shore, they will remove their equipment from the poncho raft and continue on with the Ranger mission. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to direct your attention to the demonstration area to your front.
Request for permission to drive. Don't do it again.
Another capability which Rangers are trained to use is hand-to-hand combat. The next narrator is Sergeant First Class Moffett, a United States Army Ranger.
The average soldier, trained only in the use of his basic weapon, loses his effectiveness if his weapon fails to fire, or if he should lose or break it. But with the knowledge of hand-to-hand combat and the confidence and aggressiveness to fight hand-to-hand, the Ranger is able to attack and defeat his opponent. We teach hand-to-hand combat for several reasons. First, it is an excellent physical conditioner and body toughener. Second, builds a spirit of aggressiveness in the individual soldier and instills the will to fight. Third, it instills confidence in the ranger's ability and that of his fellow rangers. Fourth, hand-to-hand combat teaches the ranger a technique of defending himself when he is unarmed and confronted with an armed opponent. Finally, it provides a basis for the ranger student to properly set up training in hand-to-hand combat when he returns to his unit. There are several fundamentals we stress in our hand-to-hand combat training, and the first of these is to use your opponent's momentum to your advantage. You notice the demonstrator did not attempt to match his strength against that of his opponent, but simply set his opponent in motion by using his momentum against him. One of the first things the ranger is taught is a good balanced position. You notice this is merely a modified boxer's crouch. The weight is evenly distributed over the feet, and the hands are held high to protect the face or deliver a sharp, disabling blow. This is referred to as the ranger's physical balance or the on-guard position. You recall when the demonstrators moved forward, they growled. We encourage this growl because it upsets your opponent's mental balance, immediately placing him on the defensive, and gives the ranger a slight psychological advantage. The final fundamentals we stress are those of accuracy and speed. With emphasis on these two fundamentals, the ranger will develop accuracy. Speed comes only through practice. We also teach the ranger to use every means available, even the element of surprise, to attack and defeat his opponent in combat. Throughout the Fort Benning phase of training, the ranger is taught various throws, holds, takedowns, and counters. We will now demonstrate a few that we teach. First, the right hip throw. We also teach takedowns, such as the cross hawk takedown. And the front leg takedown. You notice the demonstrator ends up in a very vulnerable position. To return from the defensive to the offensive, we also teach a series of counters. For example, the counter to the over-the-shoulder throw. In the event the ranger is confronted with an opponent armed with a knife and he himself is unarmed, we teach the ranger knife disarming counters.
You notice the main objective here was to gain possession of the knife. Throughout the forebending phase of training, the Rangers taught various knife fighting techniques. First, he is taught how to hold the knife. The knife fighter stance, the modified stance, and the vulnerable points. That is where to strike your opponent with the knife. The counter to the upward stroke of the knife. Since the rifle with bayonet is the weapon the Ranger will most likely encounter on the battlefield, we teach the Ranger techniques for bayonet disarming. The counter to the thrust. Since Ranger operations are conducted deep behind enemy lines, frequently the Ranger will be confronted with the necessity of silencing an armed sentry. For this reason, we teach the Rangers special silent kill techniques. One technique the Ranger is taught is the Belgian takedown. Today, Staff Sergeant Lindsay will demonstrate the Belgian takedown on Staff Sergeant Carter. Another technique the Ranger is taught is the use of the garrote. At this time, Staff Sergeant Carter will demonstrate the garrote on Staff Sergeant Lindsay.
Don't take the time. Take that.
Oh, I see. Is it on?
Hey, Sergeant Lindsay, you can't take it. Don't come down here and embarrass yourself for all these nice people in the Ranger community, fool. Tell you what, take yourself in the team room. Strengthen up.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the pond, sir?
In the pond. Over here.
I'm gonna dump them.
Hand-to-hand combat teaches the Ranger to be alert, aggressive, and have confidence in his ability to close in and, regardless of circumstances, overcome his enemy. With the training and knowledge received at Ranger School, the finished product is an individual capable of being an instructor, trainer, and leader of small units. He has mastered skills in small unit operations, infiltration and exfiltration techniques, hand-to-hand combat, demolition, survival, escape, resistance, evasion, and low-altitude mountaineering. This man is the epitome of the infantryman, the finest soldier in the world. And as you have seen from today's demonstration, he is a man capable of appearing from any place at any time.
What, to the left, right? Right? Oh, I missed it.
This concludes the Rangers in action demonstration. Rangers lead the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our demonstration. We're going to have a short 10-minute break and then conduct the graduations for Ranger Class 8 right here in the hand-to-hand pit. Should you wish to meet any of our demonstrators, they'll be at the far end of the bleachers. Thank you for your attendance, and Rangers lead the way.
Command Sergeant Major of the Ranger Training Brigade. Today's guest speaker is Colonel Brian M. Pentecost, Director of Training at Fort Benning.
Class 8-98 has 89. Ranger! Signed, 89. Ranger! Present for graduation. Ready!
Today's invocation will be given by Chaplain Baum of the Ranger Training Brigade.
Please join me in prayer. Lord God Almighty, you have been a shield and a light and a friend through every challenge these warriors have faced. Give to us the ability to honor their effort this morning. Inspire us to praise their loved ones for their support and sacrifice. Help us acknowledge the professionalism of the Ranger instructors, but above all else, receive our thanks for the success of these students. Through Christ we pray. Amen.
The following Rangers post to the rear of the colors. Ranger Bentley. Ranger Cress. Ranger Gibson.
Ranger!
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in a salute to Old Glory and the national anthem.
Here's to the red of it. There's not a thread of it in all the spread of it, from foot to head. But heroes bled for it, faced steel and lead for it, slept with the dead for it, bathing it red. Here's to the white of it. Who knows the might of it, but thrills to the sight of it, through day and night. Womanhood's care for it made manhood dare for it. Purity's prayer for it kept it so white. Here's to the blue of it, heavenly hue of it, star-spangled view of it, constant and true. Here's to the whole of it, stars, stripes, and pole of it. Here's to the soul of it, red, white, and blue.
Ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to sing along with the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, Command Sergeant Major Nethin, Command Sergeant Major of the Ranger Training Brigade.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I introduce our guest speaker today, what I'd like to do is take a little time to tell you about this class. 241 people walked through the gate the first day of training. 89 are on the field today. And out of that 89, 77 of that 241 made it all the way through without falling once. So what I'd like you to do right now is give them all a big hand. They've got it right to be proud. Man, you saw that Ranger action demonstration this morning. They put up and did a lot. They got a lot to take home, and experience-wise, they can take to their units. And I also like to thank all the great people that came out here, all the friends and family who come from afar. Got your support, your encouragement. They wouldn't have made it through the course. All you people that came from Fort Campbell, Fort Bragg, Fort Drum, Veterans Organization, Piazza, Carpus Bay Ranch, I'd like to thank you guys for coming out too. It really means a lot to see you guys out here. Our guest speaker today, Colonel Brian Pentecost. Let me tell you about Colonel Pentecost. He's a great guy. That's probably all he wants me to say, but I'll tell you a little more about it. Colonel Pentecost came to the Army as a paratrooper. He served in 509th, when he was stationed in Italy. He's been in the Ranger Regiment about most of his life. He was the executive officer of the 1st Ranger Battalion. He was commander of the 5th Ranger Battalion, commander of the 1st Ranger Battalion, and right now he's director of training over here at Fort Benning. And I can tell you a lot more good stuff about him, but very good. He did all the prayers. All I want to say is this is one fine example of a man. And without any further ado, Colonel Pentecost, sir.
And that summarizes everything I ever did worth repeating, besides father 2 children, one of which I hope someday has the testicle fortitude to be standing on this field. Major General Clark, General Deese, distinguished guests, friends, families, and Rangers. Ranger is a very unique word. There's no other word in the English language to describe what it means. All of these men know. Men of the Ranger Training Brigade and the Ranger Regiment know. and some few sitting in the bleachers. For the rest of you, it means no ordinary man. A rank.
Hey, sir, I know you got about 1 million of these hanging up in your house at home, but I'm going to give you one more. And here, just a token of our appreciation for coming out and speaking today. Bring your golf shirt next time you go golfing. Whatever you do.
Would the families of these awardees please come forward? The William O. Darby recipient for Ranger Class 8-98 is Staff Sergeant James R. Kress from 7th Special Forces Group. Sergeant Kress' outstanding performance has exceeded the Distinguished Honor Graduate criteria. For his achievements, he will receive a Gold Sykes Fairbairn Commando knife and plaque provided by the Rangers Battalion Association of World War II. Also for being the top enlisted graduate for Ranger Class 898, Sergeant Kress will receive a plaque from Mr. Lonnie Simpson of the Non-Commissioned Officers Association. In addition, Sergeant Kress will receive a certificate and a 1-year free membership from the United States Army Non-Commissioned Officer Museum Association. The recipient of the Glenn M. Hall Enlisted Honor Graduate for Ranger Class 8-98 is Sergeant Troy A. Bentley from the 82nd Infantry Division. For his outstanding performance, he will receive a plaque provided by the Ranger Infantry Company's Airborne of the Korean War. The recipient of the AUSA Award is Sergeant William E. Gibson from the 1st Anglico United States Marines. Sergeant Gibson was chosen by the Class Tactical Advisors for his outstanding leadership abilities. The Class Tactical Advisors use their personal observation and input from instructors throughout the course. He will receive a 24-karat Gold Ranger Training Brigade coin presented by the Van Houten subchapter of the Chattahoochee Valley chapter of AUSA. Please join us in a round of applause for these fine young men. At this time, the remainder of Ranger Class 8-98 will receive the United States Army Ranger tabs. Anyone desiring to pin on the Ranger tab their loved one or friends may now take 5 minutes to do so.
Have y'all already done the pinning? That's what he worked for, right there on his shoulder. You heard him say about a third of the ones that started actually finished and graduated. Okay, there's the rest of the family.
Oh, did y'all come out here?
Here enjoying the sun.
Well, now we've got two boys. Understand the Ranger Creed, repeat after me. Recognize I volunteer as a Ranger. Recognize I volunteer as a Ranger. Fully known to have my chosen profession. Fully known to have my chosen profession. I will endeavor to uphold the prestige. I will endeavor to uphold the prestige. Honor. Honor. High Esprit Corps of the Ranger. And High Esprit Corps of the Ranger. Second stanza, Ranger Creed, repeat after me. Acknowledge the fact the Ranger Memorial League soldier. Acknowledge the fact the Ranger Memorial League soldier. Arise the cutting edge battle by land, sea, or air. Arise the cutting edge battle by land, sea, or air. I accept the fact that as a Ranger. I accept the fact that as a Ranger. My country expects me to move further. My country expects me to move further. Faster. Faster. And fight harder than any other soldier. Fight harder than any other soldier. Sergeant stands in the Ranger Creed, repeat after me. Never shall I fail my comrades. Never shall I fail my comrades. Always keep myself mentally alert. Always keep myself mentally alert. Physically strong. Physically strong. Morally straight. Morally straight. And I will show them more of my share of the task. And I will show them more of my share of the task. Whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. 100%. 100%. And then some. And then some. Fourth stanza of the Ranger Creed, repeat after me. Gallantly will I show the world. Gallantly will I show the world. That I am a specially selected and well-trained soldier. That I am a specially selected and well-trained soldier. My courtesy to superior officers. My courtesy to superior officers. Neatness of dress. Neatness of dress. And care of equipment. And care of equipment. Shall set the example for others to follow. Shall set the example for others to follow. Fifth stanza of the Ranger Creed. Repeat after me. Energetically will I meet the enemies of my country. Energetically will I meet the enemies of my country. I shall defeat them on the field of battle. I shall defeat them on the field of battle. For I am better trained and will fight with all my might. For I am better trained and will fight with all my might. Surrender is not a Ranger word. Surrender is not a Ranger word. I will never leave a fallen comrade. I will never leave a fallen comrade. Fall into the hands of the enemy. Fall into the hands of the enemy. And under no circumstances. And under no circumstances. Will I ever embarrass my country. Will I ever embarrass my country. Sixth stanza of the Ranger Creed. Repeat after me. Readily will I display. Readily will I display. Intestinal fortitude required. Intestinal fortitude required. Fight on to the Ranger objective. Fight on to the Ranger objective. And complete the mission. And complete the mission. Though I be the lone survivor. Though I be the lone survivor. Rangers lead the way. Rangers lead the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the Follow Me and Army song.
Congratulations, Class Rangers. Rangers Class 8-98. Rangers, dismissed!
Ladies and gentlemen, this completes graduation. Members from the 750th Regiment need to report to the left of the podium.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I'm sorry, you can do that.
Funny, I thought I was drafted at 19 in basic training. Commander.